So I'm Layne Jones and this is Jade Patterson. Today we decided to research the management styles of electronic arts in Activision. And we chose these companies because they are so widely known in the video game industry. During our research, we struggled to find a lot of similarities and instead focused on a lot of the differences with different organizational goals, management styles, product and marketing approaches, and distinct CR practices.
To start off with our findings during phase 1, here we go. Both other than being founded within the next few years apart, there was nothing much similar about them. Activision was started on May 28th, 1982 by Trip Hopkins, and upon its creation it grew in popularity and became one of the largest third-party game publishers. However, its more recent history is far more, I guess, rocky, and rather than provide fun and entertaining games and innovative games to the market, they were deemed greedy and guilty of releasing the same games year after year. Because you've all heard their titles, they release a new Madden every single year and a new first-person shooter similar to Activision. And another offense is they've been accused of setting impossible deadlines for game developers, and this ultimately has limited their ability to actually develop new content and offer quality gameplay. And this obviously has soured their, image throughout the years. And they were named the worst company in America for 2 years in a row. Yes. Moving on to Activision.
Activision was founded by Howard Marks and Alan Miller, who were former video game designers for Atari, and it was founded on October 1st, 1979. So Activision started out very successful within the first few years and became one of the world's first independent developers and distributors of video games. Today, their company's U.S. headquarters is located in Santa Monica, California, and they have approximately 7,000 employees across the world. However, through the years, Activision has acquired smaller companies like Blizzard Entertainment, King Digital Entertainment, Media Networks, and Blizzard Studios. These new mergers have caused the company to lose their way and have an unclear organizational focus.
Moving on to our findings during phase 2, products and services. Obviously, we've all heard of their video games, Battlefield. They've tapped into almost every single genre of the video game market, including first-person shooters, life simulators, as you see the Sims down there, and then obviously sports games with Madden NFL. And obviously, they run into the same problem of stripping away the base game and then selling DLCs onto that and making the most bang for their, making the most money while giving the most, the least amount of content to gamers. And they've also, they've always, just whatever they do, they always seem to get greed, kind of that being the main motivation here. And obviously, they try to tap into the digital video game market. As you've probably heard of Steam gaming before, where it's a large online exchange where you just buy your game and you can download it instantly on your computer. They tried to do that as well with Origin, but honestly, I've tried it before and it's actually a mess. And the only selling point it has is it only sells EA. Or they've stripped EA games from any other online distributor, and then you can only buy them here. So that's the only reason people actually use this service.
On the other hand, Activision seems to place more focus on the products that they have already found to be successful through the years. Their most notable game was the Call of Duty series created in 2003. And also they have published Destiny, Guitar Hero, World of Warcraft, and the mobile Candy Crush saga. It appears that Activision has had a major loss of opportunity by sticking to the games they have found to be successful, like the first-person shooters, rather than by taking chances and finding more products for consumers. EA has avoided this by embracing the diversity of video game industry and publishing a variety of games.
Moving on to phase 3. Okay, I was actually really surprised by this. I was expecting EA to get the same bad rap as it has, with consumers, but apparently the employees are very happy, at least in more recent years after overcoming the worst company in America dilemma. But from the first day of training, the EA implements a direct focus on instilling the company's synergy of productivity and culture within their new employees, and they're known to have a creative and casual work environment. Employees are largely can set their own work hours, and they can have, there's a bunch of stuff to do on EA's campus, there's a bunch of I think there's a tennis court and stuff like that, just I don't know, it's a lot more casual. And with that, obviously, accountability and creativity are major, values within the company, since you have so much, free time and, control over your own schedule. And there's a clear employee satisfaction rate because about half of EA's hires are based on employee referrals. So obviously their employees are wanting people to, I guess, work for EA as well.
So Activision has been known for being more product driven. Consequently, their employees are unsatisfied and believe that Activision is taking the fun out of making video games. And another offense is that the company fails to help employees balance their work and family lives. Seems that Activision has yet to realize how important company culture is for a company's ultimate success.
And now on to CSR. Okay, so obviously both companies had a long list of like good deeds that they have done, but EA like the only focus I found in EA CSR is all eco-friendly related, and their main claim to fame was that they've majorly reduced their physical production of discs. That's more so just in congruence with how the video game market is changing over more so to the digital side. And at first I was about to say, hey, like you can't really say like you're eco-friendly if that's the only claim that you have. But I was actually thoroughly impressed by how like on their website they have an entire page dedicated to this and how they've done major internal changes regarding, I guess, making their company more eco-friendly. And some of these programs include steps to reduce energy consumption, implement alternate computer programs, utilize eco-friendly products in their facilities, promote recycling, and bring awareness and education on sustainable issues. Obviously, all this information was very polished, but like I didn't find any, I guess, information on the internet, I guess, not supporting these claims. So, I mean, definitely they should try to have more of, I guess, tap into different genres of, I guess, CSR rather than just the eco-friendly side of it, but this is definitely a start to kind of repair their name.
And Activision, on the other hand, doesn't seem to place as much importance on corporate social responsibilities. In 2010, they announced that they were joining the Change the Equation, a corporate-led initiative to cultivate widespread literacy in science, technology, engineering, and math. Activision almost seems to be just throwing money into random support groups as a way to beef up their resume of good deeds. GoodGuide.com has rated Activision among the worst 15% of companies because of their low environmental management, environmental impact, and resource use. Being able to just find this information seemed to be difficult, which definitely stands a testimony as how they aren't as good of a company.
And which company is better managed? At first, going into this project, I would assume that it would have been Activision, and it kind of painfully to say that it is actually EA. That's what we decided upon. Because obviously, in the past few years, Electronic Arts has gone through a major public backlash and obviously a very hated brand until recent years. And it's just now getting to like overcoming that. And I think that like even through great adversity, they've gone, they've found through strategic management how, to repair their name by focusing on CSR and then also, on employee happiness. And I think it's really important that companies can recognize, this company can recognize that we can't only keep consumers happy, but also keep our employees happy. I think that's a true testimony to, how they are changing as a company. And obviously they've made a lot of mistakes in the past, but if Activision went through these same exact problems, I don't think that Activision could have overcome, quite all of this that EA has gone through. But yes, that is our final decision, and I open the floor to questions.